Hey class, this week's lab will be about how to do proper connections for PL259 antenna connectors, Ethernet field connectors, and NEMA 2000 field connectors. Some of the tools and parts that you're going to need are a razor blade knife, a wire cutter for the flush cutting type, Ethernet crimpers, and Ethernet connectors. First, we're going to start by cutting back your outer insulation, about 2/3 to 3/4 of the size of the Ethernet connector. Make sure to not cut through the insulation of the inner wires. And of course, always be careful to not take out your fingers or any parts of your hands. Once you have that outer insulation off, start separating out all your 8 color-coded wires. You should have wires that are green, green and white, orange, orange and white, blue, blue and white, brown, and brown and white. Usually you'll find a small piece of string in there. It's meant to help slice the outer insulation down if you want to remove a bigger part of it. You can go ahead and cut that piece off. You can usually find the wire color order in the manufacturer's installation directions. Make sure you follow the color order or your system will not work correctly. You can also find a common use standard on your Ethernet tester or online. So once you have your wires separated out, you can start arranging your wires as directed by the installation instructions. Sometimes the wires might be twisted, so go ahead and untwist those wires and arrange it as directed. In this case, we're going to have green, white, green, orange, white, blue, blue, white, orange, brown, white, and brown. After you get the wires organized, you'll notice that the tip of the wires are not even. We need to trim them so they are nice and flat before we push them into the connector. Make sure you are entering your wires into the connector correctly. They usually refer to the channels the wires slide into as 1 through 8. Depending on the manufacturer, this sometimes is referenced to the back of the connector or the front. As you stuff the wires in, watch that they don't rearrange themselves. Sometimes it takes several tries before they go correctly. Just be patient. We want to make sure that the little wires get pushed all the way into the connector. You can actually see them at the front of the connector and whether you have pushed the wires all the way in. So once the wires are in and pushed all the way forward, go ahead and grab your crimpers. Stick your connector into the crimpers until you feel a click, like that. Squeeze the crimpers together until they stop. You can then go ahead and pull the connector out of the crimpers. Give it a little tug. You'll also notice that the little brass teeth have been pushed down into the small wires. They pierce the insulation of the small wires to make contact with the metal inside. Check your wire color order one last time. And you're done. Thanks.